All right, listeners, ready to dive deep today? We're taking on a part of the market that's all about, like, finding those hidden gems before they hit the big time.
Oh, yeah, we're talking microcap funds.
Exactly. Those funds that focus on the companies most folks haven't even heard of yet. You know, the ones with the potential to, like, skyrocket in value.
But of course, with that potential comes some serious risk, too.
Absolutely. High risk, high reward. That's the name of the game here. But don't worry, we're going to break it all down for you.
We want to give you the knowledge to make smart decisions about your own investments.
Think of this like we're giving you the treasure map, not just telling you where to dig.
And who knows, maybe you'll find the next Amazon.
Right. Imagine if you'd invested in Amazon back in 1999 when they were trading for under $6 a share. A total microcap back then, as someone who saw their potential.
Let's just say they're probably pretty happy with that decision right now.
Okay, so before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's define our terms here. What exactly are we talking about when we say microcap?
So think of it this way. If the stock market were a high schooler, these companies wouldn't even be on the varsity team, yet they're the freshmen.
The up-and-comers.
Exactly. They've got potential, maybe even some buzz, but they're still flying under the radar. Their market cap, their total value is usually under $300 million.
Which is pretty tiny compared to the giants out there.
Oh, yeah. Pocket change compared to a company like Amazon today.
Okay, so we get the size thing, but I got to ask, just because a company's small doesn't automatically make it a good investment.
Right? You're absolutely right. Past performance doesn't guarantee future success. It's just one piece of the puzzle.
It's like that restaurant with amazing online reviews. It ends up being a total flop.
That's a great analogy. You wouldn't book a table without checking the reviews first, right?
Definitely not.
And it's the same with microcap funds. You want to look at their track record. How has the fund manager performed in different market conditions? Have they consistently beaten the market or at least met their goals?
Gotcha. So we're looking for a fund manager with a solid track record, kind of like you'd want a coach with a winning strategy.
Exactly. You want someone who knows how to navigate the ups and downs and come out on top.
But even with the best coach, things can go wrong.
Yeah.
So what are some of the specific risks we need to be aware of when it comes to microcaps?
So one big one is that microcaps tend to be more vulnerable to sudden changes, things like new regulations or shifts in technology.
So if a company is betting everything on one specific product or technology,
and then something disrupts that market, they could be in big trouble.
that makes sense.
What else? Another risk is that microcaps often have less information available about them, compared to larger, more established companies.
So less analyst coverage, less public data.
Exactly, which can make it harder to really assess their true value and potential.
Okay, so starting to see why this isn't for the faint of heart.
It definitely requires a certain level of risk tolerance.
And speaking of things that make my heart skip a beat, let's talk about fees. Nobody likes fees.
But they're a necessary part of investing.
Yeah, I get that. But why do I need to care so much about the fees a microcap fund charges?
Because even seemingly small differences in fees can have a big impact on your returns over time.
Really?
Imagine two funds, both with similar performance. One charges a 1% fee, the other 2%. You invest $10,000, seems like a small difference, right? $100 versus $200 per year.
Yeah, I guess so.
But over decades with compounding, that difference can add up to thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in lost potential returns.
Wow, okay, I'm starting to see your point fees matter, especially over the long haul.
It's like a small leak in your boat. Even a tiny one can sink you eventually.
So we've talked about performance fees and risks now. The big question, how do we actually find these hidden gem microcap funds?
Well, it's not as simple as just Googling top 10 microcap funds.
Yeah, that would be too easy.
Remember, the market is constantly changing. What's hot today might be a dud tomorrow.
So what's the secret?
The real key is to learn how to evaluate funds yourself, become your own microcap detective.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
So where do we start our investigation?
One of the most important things is to look under the hood at the fund's holdings. What specific companies are they investing in? Does their investment style align with your own?
Meaning, are they focused on a particular industry or sector?
Exactly. Or are they more diversified, spreading their bets across different areas?
And can we actually see like a list of all the companies in a fund's portfolio?
Absolutely. Most funds are required to disclose their holdings regularly, so you can see exactly what they're investing in and how much of the portfolio each company represents.
That's awesome. So we can really dig into the details.
And you wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
No way, diversification is key.
Exactly. Especially in the world of microcaps, where a single event can have a huge impact on a company's value.
Makes sense. So we've looked at holdings. What else should we be paying attention to?
The other really crucial factor is the fund manager.
the captain of the ship.
Precisely, you want to know their experience in the microcap space. Have they successfully navigated these choppy waters before? Do they have a clear investment philosophy that resonates with you?
So it's like choosing a captain for your ship. You want someone with a steady hand and a proven track record.
Absolutely. Look for a fund manager who has a deep understanding of their niche, who can articulate their strategy clearly, and who has weathered different market storms successfully.
Yeah, all this is super helpful, but now I'm wondering, where do we even begin to find promising microcap funds?
There are some great resources out there to help you get started, like Morningstar.
I've heard of that.
They offer data screening tools and analyst reports. They can be a really good jumping off point.
Perfect. And what about independent research? Is that worthwhile?
Absolutely. Don't underestimate the power of doing your own digging. Read industry publications, follow blogs, connect with other investors.
Great advice. And I know we've touched on this before, but should we also consider getting professional help?
Yes, definitely. Especially if you're new to microcap investing, a financial advisor who specializes in this area can be invaluable. They can help you create a personalized strategy based on your individual goals and risk tolerance.
So we've got the map, we've got the tools. Anything else we need to know before we set off on our microcap adventure?
Well, I think it's important to remember that microcap investing isn't just about chasing returns.
It's about more than just making money.
Exactly. It's also about the potential to support businesses that are shaping the future.
Oh, I like that. So as we're researching these microcap funds,
Think about the impact these companies are having on the world. Are they developing solutions that address real problems, improve lives, or create a more sustainable future?
so it's about aligning your investments with your values.
Exactly. That added layer of purpose can make your investment journey even more rewarding.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
So to wrap things up, as you embark on your microcap deep dive, remember, knowledge is power the more you learn.
The better equipped you'll be to navigate this exciting and, yes, sometimes risky corner of the market.
Your journey is just beginning happy hunting.
And remember, invest wisely.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive into microcap funds. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration of the financial world.
Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep investing smart.